Breaking news now coming in. Finally, the suspense is over and the poll dates are going to be announced tomorrow by the Election Commission. Remember, this is the news we've all been waiting for to find out when the elections will take place. Let's go across to Sunil Prabhu now for more. And Sunil, so finally tomorrow, 3 p.m. is when the Election Commission will be announcing the poll dates.
That's right. The official announcement, and this is giving more than 24 hours notice to everybody that they will be notifying. The new commissioners had taken charge today. They've had a full commission meeting, and tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, the country will know. The bugle will be sounded for all political parties for the Lok Sabha and the state elections that have to take place. The date and the timing, how many phases, and that entire process. So this really starts the entire trend. Just as we speak, the Supreme Court is about to hear whether, the appointment of the two election commissioners to stay out or not, though it has now become virtually infructuous. But it's in this backdrop that the Supreme Court also is hearing that important case. So the bugle has been sounded for elections at 3 o'clock tomorrow, the official announcement by the Election Commission for a multi-phase elections across the country, from Jammu and Kashmir right down to Kerala. There will be simultaneous elections in Orissa and various other states which have, their state assemblies like Andhra Pradesh, which are due. So that entire schedule will be disclosed by the Election Commission at 3 p.m. Tomorrow afternoon. So everybody across this country will know when they'll be able to vote and how they'll go about that process.
That's right.
This, of course,
Sunil, this also means now the model code of conduct will come into play from tomorrow. Just yesterday was, the reduction in petrol and diesel prices by 2 rupees. But after tomorrow is when no more announcements of these, big projects or these sort of steps can be taken by the government.
That's right. But in fact, actually, they had already warned on the 1st of March that, please be careful about these, decisions. So it's in that context we'll have to wait and see how they look at it. But nothing stops them. The model code of conduct actually goes into effect from the date of the announcement of the election. So it will take place immediately. So that will be tomorrow. But whether anything can be done in the midst, everybody was well aware that an election was to take place, and most of those decisions have already been taken. So really, at this present juncture, as you rightly pointed out, the model code of conduct has come into place already, because they had already warned various political parties and governments not to make further announcements.
Right.
And in this context, tomorrow's decision at 3 o'clock. This, of course, comes after the two new commissioners have taken charge. The full commission has met and they've decided that they will make it public. Usually, they let you know the morning before, but in this case, they're given a good 24 hours ahead to announce the dates. We have covered elections for decades.
Right.
Never before have they given an announcement a good more than 24 hours in advance.
Well, it's really good for us because we can then plan our programming for tomorrow, Sunil. But let's go across to Maria as well. So, Maria, finally, tomorrow, 3 p.m., we're going to have the election dates. A press conference will be held by the Election Commission.
Yes, that's right. And the press conference will be at Vigyan Bhavan in the national capital. A full panel was waiting for, a full panel press conference would be held, in which the two new ECs will also be in attendance. But having said that, last time around in 2019, elections were held in 7 phases. It remains to be seen in how many phases the Lok Sabha elections of 2024 will be held. There will be simultaneous polls of assemblies of the states of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim as well. So those dates will be announced also, Gargi. But overall, 543 seats. Various political parties will now, perhaps in the next few days, will ensure that the list is out way in advance, but that could also depend on which seats are going to polls in which phases. Usually parties wait. They cannot have any more alliance talks. Nothing can be delayed anymore. Model code of conduct comes into place tomorrow. The government cannot make any policy announcements either. The government advertisements cannot run either. So with the poll dates being announced tomorrow, what I'll be watching out for is the pattern which is usually followed. How many phases? One. Second, which states are, which Lok Sabha constituencies will be seeing the first 3 phases, because that will invariably set the tone for the remaining 4 phases or 5 phases, depending on how many phases the elections will be held in.